Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well. Welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, September the 10th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Still navigating this back to 5 shows a week, basically kicking off my season here. And I'm so glad that you are here. And like usual, I have to be at my church, walking into my church chapel at midnight tonight. So I'm going to cut this off somewhere between 40 and 45 minutes tonight, between 11:40 and 11:45. Irvin's saying I sound echoey. Let me check to see what's going on. No, I don't hear anything different than usual. But let me know. Let me know in the chat, you guys, because I want to make sure that it sounds good for you. But I don't think maybe I got to just be closer to the microphone, but I don't think I've changed anything. Let me know. Let me know. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood in Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you'd be watching anything else, watching anyone else doing anything else. Got to be careful how I say that. Getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section. You can like the video. There are 31 of you in here already, which is great. 14 likes. So actually, that's not bad. We're at that 50% mark, but we can go over 50%. So if you want to like the video, oh, now there's 34 people in here. So we need more likes. So like the video. You can leave a donation. Last night we got skunked. The donation train did not even leave the station. So let's see if anyone wants to get the train moving tonight. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So once again, Tuesday night is the night where I have to finish off by somewhere between 11:40 and 11:45. So hopefully they'll make it work. I'll just go for 15, 20 minutes about Brock Boeser. Then I'll turn it over to you for the rest of it for sure. And yes, there was a little presidential debate tonight that I caught the first half an hour of it, and it was quite entertaining to say the least, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. But that's okay. By the way, before we get into Brock Boeser, I do want to talk about the fact very quickly that the Canucks, yes, Carol, I will pray for you for sure. Need help with your finance and my housing. Thank you. No, I will go into my prayer hour. I will certainly pray for you, Carol, for sure. Alfred gets the rusty donation train out of the station. So let's give some love to Alfred. Thank you, Alfred. Says, watching from Oiler territory tonight. I found it funny. Some people gave me the eye just for wearing a Canucks hat. Well, good on you. A lot of people, they might not wear their own home team's apparel in another city, but the fact that you are doing so and doing so so proudly, that deserves a lot of love. So let's give some love to Alfred in the chat. Thank you, Alfred, for your generous donation, and thank you for watching all the way from Edmonton, Alberta. And then right after Alfred, look at Richard. Awesome. Richard gifts 5 franchise memberships. That's equivalent of $25. Thank you, Richard. Let's give Richard some love in the chat. And these memberships go to RP88, Spartan, Kel M, KT, and Luke Flyswatter. Sorry, Taylor, I don't know what you have to do to get get the membership. Yeah, turn it off and on again. I'm not sure what happened or why not, but I appreciate you always being here, Taylor. But welcome to the 5 new members. And thank you, Richard, for your generosity. Let's make sure we give Richard some love in the chat as well. Very, very generous of you for sure. Oh, it's Evil Twin's 27th birthday tomorrow. Wow. Happy early birthday. I'm sorry I cannot be here until midnight tonight because I can't be late for my adoration hour. And then, yes, of course, today's September 10th. So tomorrow is September 11, and we know what that means in terms of the world. So thanks, everyone, for being here. You guys are the best. Okay. Young Stars first. Young Stars, this starts this Friday in Penticton. And this is who is going to be there for the Vancouver Canucks. So forwards, Baines, Klimovich, Lekkerimäki, Mueller, Ulriksson, Ratu, Glover, Sasson, Riley Patterson, Josh Bloom, Romani, McMillan, Halliburton, and Walker. I don't know a lot of all those names, but most of them. On D, PD, Hirose, even though he's 25 years old, Minio, Felton, Kudryavtsev, Arntzen, Alkos, and Sansonens. I don't know all those guys, but know some of them, of course. And then goaltenders, you have Tolopilo, Lemieux, and Ty Young. So that's who are going to be in the Young Stars tournament this weekend, happening up in Penticton. So we got some young guys, we got some older guys, and that's who you will be watching. Hey, Jamie, nice to see you. Welcome back to the show. Jack, I'm not going to Penticton. Why is your twin 27, Clay? Yeah, I know. I'm 50 and my twin's 27, so I'm not sure how that works, but who knows? Vilander's not there. A lot of the college players don't come to these things, Jack, due to not so much injury, but eligibility, I think. There we go. Vilander is in Boston College. And we don't have Bustevich anymore, Irvin. I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic. We traded him when we got Elias Lindholm. Okay, you are joking. You're testing me. Friends, let's talk about Brock Boeser. And I'm going to go for about 10 minutes. And I thought, so a couple things. Brock Boeser is my favorite current player now that Horvat has been traded. This is a Brock, I rarely wear this on stream, but this is a Brock Boeser shirt from a few years ago. And yeah, like I said, he's my favorite current player. I admire all the adversity that he's gone through. We won't have to go through all that today. We'll just talk about on-ice stuff. But seems like a really, really good guy, good-looking guy, a great community guy. And I want to talk a bit about his stats, his injury history, and then his contract, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. So Boeser was drafted first round, 23rd overall in 2015. We know that. And then basically he's had three-year contracts. His ELC, which is the first 3 seasons, his next contract we played in 5.8, which is these 3 seasons. And then he's played 2 of the 3 seasons in his third contract. He came in at the end of the 17 season and used up 1 year of eligibility. Sometimes they like that so they can get out of their ELC, get to their second contract faster. And yeah, look, he had 5 points in 9 games. Then in his true rookie year, 2017-18, he had a great points per game, 55 points in 62 games. And then we remember he got hurt because Jake Virtanen did not close the bench door. Cal Clutterbuck checked Boeser into our bench door, and he hurt his back. So that is 2017-18. That's why he only played 62 games. I think he came second in Calder Trophy voting, losing to Matt Barzal, and it'd be different. Who knows if Boeser had played the entire season, wound up with 70 points or something, he probably would have won the Calder. The next season, almost a full season, he played 69 games LA82, and this one he had a rib injury in 2018-19. I think I was just looking at this because there's one. He either had a rib injury or 2018-19. No, sorry. The 2018-19 was a groin injury. 2019-20 was a rib injury. So back, groin, rib, but still 56 and 69 games, 45 and 57, all good stat lines. Then he played every single game. You guys say, well, that doesn't look like right. No, this was the COVID shortened season, and he played all 56 games of that season. Actually, sorry, technically this was the COVID shortened season, because remember, COVID happened in March 2020. So this was the year where the Canucks only played 69 games. So Brock only played 57 of those 69 games. This is the year where he played every single game, which was good. And look, he had 49 and 56. Then the next season, he missed the start of the season with an undisclosed injury. He had a concussion, and then he had an undisclosed injury. And then this was his worst season production-wise, 46 and 71. Then last season, 2 seasons ago, remember, he had a hand injury that kept him out of the first bit of the season, and he had 55 points in 74 games. And then last season, he played every single game except the last game of the regular season and the last game of the playoffs, and almost a point per game again, 73 in 81. So when you look at his stats, pretty darn impressive. He has 384 points in 479 games. That is 0.80 points per game. So that's pretty impressive. That's first line quality for sure. Not superstar, but that's first line quality, or at least a high second line. And look at his goal totals: 29 his rookie season, 26, 16, 23, 23, 18, 40. So it's interesting. You'll notice he does not have a single season where he's in his 30 goals. So it's either 40, which he hit last year, or less than 30. So I asked you a poll question. I said, how many goals is Brock Boeser going to score this season? And 40% of you are saying 40 or more. So that makes sense. That's kind of symmetrical. 37% of you are saying 35 or higher. 16% of you are saying 30 to 34, and only 5% of you said less than 30. So 95% of you are basically saying more than 30 goals, and 77% of you are saying more than 35 goals. So that is good. That is really, really good. A good optimism from all of you Canucks fans. Now, the other thing is we should talk about his contract. He's had three-year contracts. His ELC, where he made the typical $900,000 or whatever rookies make. Then his second one paid him about $5.8 million a year, and that was his seasons 4, 5, 6. And then this last one that he's going to his final year of his contract right now pays him $6.65 million. So the fact that we're past July 1st, he's eligible for an extension. When he talked at the Jake Milford tournament yesterday, he said that really they haven't had major contract talks with the Vancouver Canucks. But what he did say was that he has a lot to prove. You think that coming off a 40-goal season, he doesn't have a lot to prove. Like he's good. We know he's a top line player, and we know he's an important part of the Canucks. But it's the way he's driven. It's the way he's wired. He still feels like he has a lot to prove, especially coming off of the blood clot. So kind of interesting. I know we talked about this on Canucks After Dark. Are the Canucks going to offer him an 8-year contract or a 4 or 5-year contract, like a middle one? Who knows? And we don't know how much money it is going to be. If he scores another 40 goals, he's going to be an $8 million player, at least, for sure. And of course, we want him to do well, because that means the Canucks will do well. But then the better that Brock does, the more his contract is going to be. But I think all of us would say that he certainly deserves it. Now, finally, about his health this season, we know that in the playoffs last year, he was quite good. Look, he had 12 points in 12 games in the playoffs, point per game. But then, shockingly, he was not able to play in Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers. Both Demko and Boeser were out, and it was pretty crazy that he had a blood clot issue and he was not cleared to play. So what we heard yesterday is he was on blood thinners for a lot of May, June, July, but now he's off of the blood thinners because they've done the job and they've tried to minimize the clotting. He did say that when he's going on road trips, on planes, I'm not sure the quote was that he can't sleep or he shouldn't sleep, but basically he's got to take precautions where he wears compression socks, I guess, or they have some other therapy, or they're treating him on the flights because of the change in air pressure. And basically, anyone who's been on a long flight, you guys know you don't really move much on a plane. You don't get a lot of circulation in your legs, especially. So they're gonna, they have world-class doctors. They have a lot of money. I'm sure they'll take care of Boeser that way. So Brock Boeser has faced a lot of adversity from everything from the death of his his friend back in high school or college, to the death of his father, to his own injuries, to having a sister who's developmentally challenged. Like Brock Boeser has gone through a lot, and he's probably one of the strongest mentally, emotionally grounded players that we have. And I think I don't know one single Canucks fan that doesn't like Brock Boeser. So I think he's a fan favorite, not just my favorite, but he's a fan favorite of many. And I think everyone wants to see him do well. So whether that's 40 goals or 30 or 35 goals, yet a mainstay with JT Miller. And one other thing I wanted to point out, he's getting so much better defensively. Like I get it, the team's better too, but look at this: -5, -2, +4, -3, -5, -20. That's not good. And then what a turnaround. Last year, he was a +23. Of course, playing with JT Miller is going to help that, because that was a first line that scored a lot of goals, especially before the All-Star break. But Brock Boeser's never been the fastest skater, but he's very, very responsible defensively. He's good on the boards. He's actually he's not a small guy at all. He's not like massive, but he's got good size to him. Uses his body well. And I think I just think he's a really, really good player, and he fits in nicely behind basically Hughes, Petey, and JT Miller as the superstars of this team. Brock Boeser is, you can call him like the bottom of the core four, or you can call him, the top of the secondary pieces, whatever you want to call him. He is a very, very important part of this team. So there's a bit about Brock Boeser. I want to hear in a second. I'm going to get your feedback. And I'll ask a couple of specific questions about Boeser. But before that, let's get to your, let's do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'll get to your questions and comments. So shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. You can contact Jason Lynn for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Lou, weight loss coach. Check him out at coachpatricklou.com/clay. Sign up for a free 5-day workout. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Remember, you can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like Elfin has done. You can gift memberships like Richard has done. Thanks to both of you. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And then if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Don't forget my shows this week. I'm going every single night. So tomorrow night, one more regular CCC live stream at 11. And then Thursday night is members only. So the 5 new members, maybe you can join me. And don't forget, on Thursday night, I'm giving away to franchise members an opportunity to join our, this is the first time I'm doing this, an opportunity to join our group Zoom chat on Sunday night, which is technically for Legends and Hall of Fames. But they all agreed to try something new and maybe to entice people to maybe upgrade one day. We're going to give away 5 spots in that group Zoom call for this Sunday. So that I'm going to do that during my Thursday night, that Thursday night members live stream. You don't have to do it. You don't have to enter, but yes, you can all come to that stream, and then I will explain how we're going to do that. So that's this Thursday night. Don't forget, merchandise is coming soon. I got the emails that they're on its way from the States. So I can't wait to show you and then open up the storefront. That will be a little bit later on this month. So I have 20 minutes. I'm going to turn it over to all of you, and let's at least focus the conversation for now on Brock Boeser for at least 5 or 10 minutes, if that's okay, just so we can focus it. But whatever. You guys know I usually trying to answer all your questions and highlight what I can, especially if you guys are donating or gifting memberships, whatever it may be. I would certainly highlight those. But my question to you is what do you expect from Brock Boeser this season? I think we know he's going to play with JT Miller, but what do you expect from production-wise? And then what do you expect from contract-wise? And when will it happen? So whatever you want to talk about Brock Boeser's production on the ice, his health off the ice and on the ice, and maybe what you expect from a contract. Let's go. I think Brock Boeser will do the league this season Due to the league, what Kamala Harris did to Donald Trump in tonight's debate. Own it. Yeah. The parts I saw, Trump did not look or sound good, and Harris seemed a lot more confident and better prepared. Hey, Rosie. If the Canucks trade for a player, what position could they trade from? Well, they have an abundance of wingers, even though I think that's our strength now, and they would target a right side defenseman for sure. Yes, I will be doing a stream tomorrow night. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an emotional day for a lot of people tomorrow. Tyler, they're talking about tomorrow. That was a reference to me streaming tomorrow night. All right, Alfred, our Brock star will kick it up the next level. So what does that mean? You guys, let's get specific here. Tell me what your prediction is in goals and contract for Brock Boeser. The parts I saw, I think Kamala did. Kamala did indeed own Trump. I expect to get over 40 goals. Nice. Also to be a plus, like mine is classified as B really high in the good parts. I expect to get over 40 goals. Also to be a plus. Oh, plus minus. Yeah. Yes. I expect him to be a plus as well, Carol. When do you think we trade our first? Like our first round pick? Or when do you think we make our first trade? By November, if that's what you're saying? It depends. I think if the Canucks are hurting, and especially the goaltending is not working out, I could see them making a trade even in October, November. But if things go well, I don't see them making a trade until after Christmas. So BC says 7.25 times 3. And yeah, I actually have time for that argument about a 3-year contract, more like a show me deal. And then that still lines them up for one more big contract after that. I think it's going to take more than 7.25. I think a lot depends, though, on how good of a season he has for sure. G-Van thinks Boeser gets 45 goals. I like that optimism. 1 year ago, tomorrow, Quinn Hughes was announced as captain on Twitter. I did not know that. Is Boeser open to signing long-term with the Canucks, or will he test the market to play closer to his home? John, that's a really good question. We've always heard maybe Boeser trade to Minnesota, sign in Minnesota, whatever it may be, but I could see him. I'm not saying this for sure, but I could see Boeser as a lifer here in terms of his playing career. He just has that loyal lifer, I don't know, vibe to him. Am I wrong? Let me know what you guys think. Swerve and Irvin loves Brock's mindset. Nice. Yes, Jasker, and bet for this previous contract, I believe it was this previous one. I don't think he held out, but I certainly he took his time and he missed a bit of training camp. I'm pretty sure it's this one that he's you guys, was it the 2019 one or the 2022 one? I remember one of the summers he was late to training camp. Nick Robertson was born on 9/11. Yeah, of course there's nothing you can do. Oh yeah, interesting. Carol, I can make time to call you later this week. But please text me. I don't want to figure it out in front of everyone on the stream here. Please text me. $8.5 million if he hits 40 goals in. I have time for that argument, Angus. I think it's going to be 8+ if he hits 40. G-Vin says 8 million times 4. All right. Alfred says 8 million times 5. Jack Molly says 6.9 million times 8. No, I think he's going to make more than 7, Jack. I really do. Fangirl says 7.38. So specific. Times 5. Ricky says, I believe he's going to want term because he wants to retire here. So I'm going to go 7 times 7 and stats this season, 37 goals. Hey, Ricky, if he's going 92 points, he's going to get more than 7 million, I think. I really do. Right? He's already making 6.65. So that's only like a 5% increase. By the way, with the cap going up, basically covers the OEL buyout. Yes, we still have that on our books for sure. He was late to camp because of his contract. Right. So but what I'm saying, Irvin, was that 2019 or was that 2022? I get the 2 years mixed up. 8, I don't mind for Boeser. BC says 8 times 5. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All good numbers so far. You guys all being pretty reasonable so far, I think. Edmund says, I can see Brock do 5 years with fifth team or player option. Oh, with the fifth year being team or player option. Yeah, I don't think you don't hear a lot about options. You don't hear a lot of about. You don't hear about a lot of contracts that have those kind of clauses. It's more for coaches and things. Jeevan says, I wouldn't do anything over 9. That's fair. Jasker says, give him 12. 12 what? 12 million? Carol, I think it's going to get 5 years at 8.5. That's realistic to me. That is realistic to me. Jack, just funny guess for me. I do want him back, though. Who's going to replace him? Might as well keep him. Yeah, well, yes, but that's probably not the best argument, the best reason, but I hear what you're saying. Can you ask your pastor why God would allow black magic and witchcraft to exist? Okay, next time I see him, I will have a discussion with him about that. Bester will be 28 next February, so I think he would like to lock up a long deal, 5 or 6 years. John, I would agree that I think there's more likely that he'll want a long-term deal, but the thing is, it takes 2 to tango. Not tango, but tango, like the dance. And will the Canucks be comfortable with a long-term? Jaskrin, he's not making 12 times 12. You can only have an 8-year contract with your own team, and I don't think he's a $12 million player. When Benning was hired, were you confident he could make good decisions? If so, at what point did you question it? Yeah, I thought he came with this drafting acumen, so I was excited about his drafting, and then of course we didn't know when he drafted. Was it 2014? So was Jake Virtanen? Because Boeser was 13, Horvat was 11, Virtanen was 14, Ulevy was 15. No, I have it wrong. Because Petey was 17. If Ulevy was 16 and Virtanen was 15, who do we draft in 2014? Who am I missing? Something's wrong here. Canucks draft history. I think I'm missing someone. Because Boeser. Oh no, that was right. Sorry, I had it mixed up. Horvat was 13, not 11. Virtanen was 14. Boeser was 15, and Ulevy was 16. So I guess Jake Virtanen was his first draft pick. Then Jared McCann, Thatcher Demko, Trampkin, and Forsling. That's not a bad draft, actually. Good question. So when did I start doubting it? Maybe the next summer when they signed Louis to that big contract. But even right when it happened, I think it was when they started to bring in a lot of those. I think maybe it was the July one where they did Beagle and Roussel and Sutter for a lot of money. Good question, Fangirl. I think it was gradual, though. It wasn't like one thing he did where like, oh my gosh, this guy stinks. So I think it was gradual for sure. Combination of drafting and free agent signings. Boeser's good in the playoffs. We got to keep him. 2022. I remember something about Boeser and PD contract related at the same time. Yikes. What would Boeser get if Benning was GM? Yeah, he'd probably overpay him. I questioned Benning as soon as he drafted Jake. Yeah, to be honest with you, Swerve Irvin, if that's fine, and I believe you. For me, I think I was sort of excited for Virtanen, but yeah, because you don't know how good the other guys were going to be that went after him. McCann. Brock would be on another team if Jimbo was still RS. What does RS mean? Brock would be in another team if Jimbo still RS. Yeah, Jake and McCann, 2014. Thank you. Oh, ran things. Thanks. Brock was in 2015. Which free agents are available that summer? Do you think management decides to walk away from Brock and look at other? Yeah, there's Marner's going to be a UFA. I know he's a big one. I don't know who else is going to be UFAs. Yeah, there could be actually better players on the block, but then you're kind of balancing, right? The name cachet versus the money. Yeah, actually, I have 2 priests. No, you call him pastor too. In the Catholic Church, you can call him priest or pastor. Pastor is the head of his parish. I have jitters right now that I need to steam off. I don't know what to do. What's wrong? What's wrong, Taylor? Why are you jittering? What did I miss? Schneider for Horvat. That was at the draft. I think you're going to want to hear this. Yes. Because it was in New Jersey, right? I think you're going to want to hear this. Was that draft in New Jersey? Yeah, it was in New Jersey. That's why Bettman said that about the fans. Going to want to hear this. The Jay Beagle signing lost my last ounce of confidence in betting. That's fair, Zal. That's fair. Oh, you're watching your phone. No problem, Fillmore. Yes, Swerve and Irvin. Coach Rob actually sent this to me. Oh, by the way, are Coach Rob and Shannon here today? Because I know I think they're camping or vacationing. So I'm not sure if I've seen Coach Rob and Shannon in here tonight. Have you guys? I'm just curious. Yes, Roberto Luongo answered an ad for a sub 2 goalie, and then they won. They won 4-2. That is pretty cool. That's amazing. I thought, though, if it's a playoff game, I thought you had to have minimum number of games regular season, but we won't split hairs here. I feel Jake Virtanen is more of a disappointment than a bust. He showed signs he could have done well, but I think Jake DeBrusk is what Virtanen should have been. We'll see. I sure hope so. We got DeBrusk for 7 years. Just bouncy right now. I don't know on why. I was calm all day, but now I want to run a mile. Well, if I have that effect on you, hopefully it's a good thing, Taylor. Do you think Boeser would be a player who could sign a hometown discount at St. Vancouver? Alfred, to a certain extent, it's so tough to quantify what a hometown discount is, but I do get lifer vibes out of him, truly. If the Canucks never traded Horvat but signed him, where would he fit in the lineup? Okay, so yeah, what's tricky, fangirl, is I know what you're asking, but then do we presume that the Canucks would have room to sign Miller and PD and Boeser, or are we presuming that one of those guys is gone? This is unrealistic, but if you're talking about that we have Horvat right now, I think you move PD to the wing, and then you have Miller and Horvat as your two centers. I don't think you want Horvat as your 3C because he's too valuable for that. Oh, Rob was in here earlier. Okay, cool. Beagle was helpful in PD's early years and was bummed he got traded. Blood sugar level. Virtanen had the physical tools, but not the mindset. Hey, Tyler, we were talking about Brock Boeser and contract and stats. I'm confident on DeBrusk. He has proven he can score more than 20. Yeah, and he wants to score between 25 and 30 this year. Okay, both were here. Cool. Nice of Luongo to help the team get the win and let the opposition score a couple too. What? Did he let them out on purpose? Let them in? I have no idea what to do. How does one get jitters out? I don't want this. Just go for a walk or something, Taylor. Coach Rob sent me a text letting you know that you're about to start. That's cool, Carol. Yeah, that's nice of Rob to do that. But 11 o'clock every night, Carol. 11 o'clock every night. Hey, Rob, nice to see you. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't sure if you guys were out of town or vacationing already. 6.5 times 4, Tyler. I think he's gonna make a lot more than that, to be honest with you. A lot of people are saying that athletes nowadays care more about making a buck than winning a championship. That childhood dream winning a cup isn't the goal now. It's making the most money you can. Yeah, that's a good point, especially when you see, not necessarily hockey, but when you see, well, I don't know, basketball, a lot of these super teams, they never work, but they're formed by guys, buddies that want to chase a championship as opposed to money. But you're right. There's for everyone who wants a championship, you're going to have another guy who just wants to get paid. Oh, you don't leave until Thursday. Final score is 4-2. Bet those beer league guys, what we talked about the night they scored on Lou. Yeah, two guys can say they scored on Luongo unless the same guy scored both goals. 10 times 8. Yeah, Tyler, I think that's a little much. Obviously, that's 10 million times 8, not 8 million times 10, because you can't do 10 years. So I think 10 is a little much for Brock. Between Eriksson and OEL, who was the biggest disappointment? It's crazy because we suffered through 6 years of Eriksson, or 5 years. No, we didn't. We traded him near the end. OEL, maybe OEL, because OEL's we gave up a lot. OEL was a trade, whereas Eriksson was a free agent signing. We didn't buy Eriksson out, but we bought OEL. So I think OEL was the bigger disappointment for me. Sweet, you're gonna dance. Awesome. Which team who hasn't won a cup yet has the best chance of winning the cup this year? Canucks. I Ahead of Seattle, ahead of who's in the sad club? Buffalo? I think it's the Canucks. I really do. Jester, I'm not going to tell Parker doing it. You tell him. I don't think that's his thing right now, to be honest with you. But maybe I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him because we're both not on Game Over this year. So maybe he will. I don't know. You think Crosby stays put? Outside chance he goes elsewhere? I think both can be true. I think there's an outside chance, but I think he stays put. BCBC, I was thinking about you today because I was looking through your Instagram feed. Yeah, I've been live for the past 3 weeks. But this is the year. This is the week where I've gone 5 nights, all 5 nights. So 11 o'clock every night, I'll be here. Erickson led to OEL. That's true. They're connected. I miss having you here, BC Beasley. The plan is indeed for me to go to Survivor Series. That's the plan, but no tickets just yet. OEL reminds me of when Hughes played on the right side. What do you mean he reminds you? Oh, because Hughes, they tried it for a couple games, right? Oh, Jets might rival that, being the first team. The first non-cup winning team to win the cup. Fair enough. Hey, Viper. I was out tonight. I was out earlier today, so I should be tired, but I'm weirdly awake. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Those of you guys that come religiously, if I can use that word, or regularly, you commit to showing up at 11 o'clock live stream. I think my numbers would be a bit bigger. Maybe not though, if I went earlier. But I like owning the 11 o'clock spot. I don't know, either Nashville or Vancouver. Are you planning on going to Vancouver versus Utah? That's not on the top of my list, admittedly, fangirl. But we'll see. I've been missing it. My apologies. I'm moving Thursday. Oh, that's cool. No, don't apologize. You show up when you can. Preds yuck, but they always seem to be tailing Canucks. Maybe have better signings. Yeah, they beefed up their team for sure. Hughes on the right side was a mess. It wasn't great. I did a lot of schoolwork today, so I'm just confused. Maybe I might be glad that I got it done. Oh, good. You got a lot done. You know who doesn't do any schoolwork anymore? This guy. First time in 5 years. You guys know that. Mackie, nice to see you. Long time. Glad you are back. I see that you've changed your name. Come visit me anytime. Wish I could go to Survivor Series, but very tricky. Yeah, very expensive too. Hey, John, nice to see you. Saying hi back. Canucks forward group an absolute grind to face. We'll see. I don't know. I think with Sherwood and Heinen, they're going to be tougher to play against with those kind of guys. Not necessarily Sprong. I think they have more dynamic scoring too with DeBrusk and Sprong. So I do think the forwards are the strongest part of the team. The defense, I think it was a soft from last year. Goaltending is a bit of a question mark, but yeah, I think the Canucks will score and they'll maintain it, as opposed to last year where they scored bunches until the All-Star game and their offense completely dried up. I'm curious how many people watch the stream. I chat through my phone, but I have Clay on TV in my room. Well, thank you, Ricky. I hope that doesn't scare anyone in the house. Well, they say there are 60 people watching on YouTube right now. I was a bit surprised that Stamkos went to Nashville. Yes. Fillmore hopes to be at Survivor Series. Nice. Yeah, don't worry, Taylor. No one's judging. Oh, you watching on an iPad? That's cool. That's cool. Oh, not how many people. I'm sorry. I'm curious how people watch the stream. Yeah, phone, iPad, TV. I got a couple of people just watching me live from outside my living room. And I'm just kidding. There's no one here. Wouldn't that be crazy if I did a live show with all you guys at my house? If Crosby gets traded, do you think the Canucks will be able to trade for him? No, I don't think we have. We'd have to give up too much to get him. I just don't know if we would be a destination for him. But I guess, and then the debate will be how much do you give up? Because Crosby is good, one of the best players ever, but how much does he have left in there? CPA exams, nice. Good luck. September 25th. Okay, that's awesome, Mackie. You can scream. What values from you and Gail do you hope your kids carry forward in life? Honesty, and good communication, good listening skills. Yep. Integrity, compassion. Lyndon watches from his phone. Favorite performance of the late legend. You know, this is kind of weird. I loved him in Coming to America, which he had such a small role, but I used to watch Coming to America so much. Yeah, I think Justin's okay. He's been in every day this week, so I don't know what he was up to tonight, but I believe he's okay. But I haven't talked to him yet tonight. I usually watch an iPad, use my phone just to chat. I'm not going to the home opener because it's Wednesday night. That's my church night, but I'll be going to the Friday game against Philly 2 nights later. Okay, friends, I do got to go, but really quickly, free agency is the only way that Crosby gets here. Yeah, I am trying to go to Survivor Series, and Sean met his girlfriend through church. Okay, I better get going. And he's 11:42. This is the night that I can't be late. I do have to wrap up in the next 2 minutes. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks for your support. And thanks to everyone else for watching, liking, and subscribing. Thanks to my sponsors, Advanced Express Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to those of you who went above and beyond. Richard gifts 5 memberships, and Elfrin did the $7 donation. Thanks to both of you. On your way out, you can subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, and use your monthly membership message. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And my next show is tomorrow night, 11 p.m. tomorrow night, regular, and then only members only on Thursday night. So it's 9/11 tomorrow. I know that might affect everyone in different ways, even though it was 23 years ago. So to take care of yourselves and maybe spend a moment of reflection if that helps you for tomorrow. And I hope to see you tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. Finally, as I do my bad joke to end off the stream, remember, rate it from 1 to 10, put it in the chat while the outro is playing. How good was the bad joke? You guys are awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'm not sure if I told you, on the weekend, I bought a sweater from a store, but it was picking up static electricity. So I returned it to the store, and they gave me another sweater, but this one was free of charge. Yes, free of charge. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.